By the end of this decade, artificial intelligence will quietly sit inside almost every profession on Earth. It will draft documents, analyze data, design products, assist doctors, plan logistics, generate music, and automate decisions that once required years of training. And that leads to one unavoidable question. Will AI leave us with more jobs or fewer by 2030? At first glance, the answer seems obvious. Every week, we see new demonstrations of AI replacing tasks that used to define entire careers. Clerical work, customer support, translation, bookkeeping, content creation, even parts of legal and medical work, all increasingly automated. So why are many economists and labor researchers saying something that sounds almost paradoxical? That despite all this automation, the global economy is likely to have more jobs, not fewer, by 2030. This contradiction is known as the AI job paradox, and understanding it requires us to think differently about what work actually is. For most of human history, technology replaced physical labor. Machines lifted heavier loads, moved faster, and worked longer hours than people could. AI is different. AI replaces parts of thinking, not the whole job, but specific cognitive tasks. And that's why this transition feels more threatening than any before it. When machines replaced muscle, humans moved into mental work. Now machines are entering mental work too. It feels like the ladder is being pulled up, but history suggests something more complex happens. Every major technological shift follows a pattern known as creative destruction. Old jobs disappear, new ones appear. Productivity rises, demand expands. When electricity replaced gas lamps, entire industries vanished, but many more emerged. When computers arrived, typists declined, but software development exploded. When the internet arrived, traditional retail shrank, but e-commerce, digital media, and online services grew rapidly. AI follows the same economic logic, but at a much faster pace. As tasks become cheaper and faster to perform, organizations don't simply do less work, they do more. Economists call this the Jevons effect. Increased efficiency leads to increased use. When software development became easier, the world didn't need fewer programmers. We built vastly more software. AI lowers the cost of thinking tasks, which makes new projects viable. Projects that were previously too expensive, too slow, or too risky. That's where new jobs come from. But this doesn't mean all jobs are safe. By 2030, the labor market will undergo massive structural churn. Not a collapse, but a reshuffling. Routine, repetitive roles are most vulnerable. Jobs based on predictable processes, data entry, basic administration, transaction handling, will continue to decline. At the same time, demand will surge for roles that design, manage, interpret, and supervise intelligent systems. This includes AI specialists, data analysts, cybersecurity professionals, systems engineers, and domain experts who understand how to apply AI in real-world contexts. Healthcare is another major growth area. As populations age and diagnostics become AI-assisted, the need for nurses, technicians, therapists, and care workers increases, not decreases. Even frontline work grows. Construction, logistics, agriculture, and infrastructure expand because AI makes large-scale coordination more efficient. AI doesn't eliminate these jobs, it amplifies them. The real challenge of the AI job paradox is not job numbers, it's skills. By 2030, a large portion of today's job skills will be outdated. More than half of the global workforce will need reskilling or upskilling. This isn't a gradual evolution, it's a skill earthquake. Job displacement happens quickly. New roles take time to form. Training takes even longer. This timing gap creates stress, inequality, and fear, even if the long-term outlook is positive. So what skills actually survive this transition? Not memorization, not routine analysis, not predictable procedures. The most resilient skills are deeply human ones. Analytical reasoning, creative problem solving, emotional intelligence, ethical judgment, leadership, context awareness, trust building. AI can assist these skills, but it cannot replace their human core. As AI systems become more powerful, human judgment becomes more valuable. not less, because the consequences of decisions become greater. The future of work does not belong to people who compete with AI. It belongs to people who collaborate with it. However, there is a darker side to the paradox. AI doesn't distribute opportunity evenly. Workers who know how to use AI gain productivity, leverage, and higher wages. Workers without access to training fall behind. This creates a widening gap, not between humans and machines, but between augmented humans and non-augmented humans. Geography matters too. Wealthier countries face faster disruption, but have stronger institutions to adapt. Lower-income countries face slower automation, but risk missing the productivity gains altogether. Without coordinated education, policy, and access, AI could increase inequality even as total employment grows. A useful way to think about AI is not as a job-destroying force, but as a steam engine for the mind. When steam power arrived, it replaced many forms of manual labor. It also created global trade, modern cities, mass transportation, and industries that had never existed before. AI is doing something similar, but at digital speed. History doesn't repeat exactly, but it does rhyme. So will there be more jobs or fewer by 2030? The most honest answer is this. There will be fewer old jobs, more new jobs, and more pressure on workers to adapt. The real question is not whether AI will take jobs. The real question is whether societies are willing to invest in people fast enough to keep up with the technology they create. Because the future of work is not automated, it is augmented. And the choices we make in the next few years will determine who benefits and who is left behind.